Special bonus edition of the Pub Brain Podcast. We've got a very special guest joining us today. Say hello to our Boston Bruins supporter, Reese Paz Goofy. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Lovely to be here. Of course, my third chambers are here with us. Hello, as always. This is exciting, isn't it? Our first ever guest. Well, I'm not sure the other two members of the pack would probably join you as guests. I expect that. But yeah, so you are here because the Boston Fleet have confirmed that TBD in their schedule. As we know, since the Takeover Tour, there were 4 TBDs left outstanding. 2 of those we kind of had an idea of what they're going to be, and they have been confirmed as the Montreal Victoire's annual Duel at the Top and the Toronto Scepter's Battle on Bay Street. Those have both now been confirmed. There is still a TBD with the New York Sirens, and of course when we get news about that, we will bring that to you. We need a special guest for that one. Robert goes to Balmont. Could be. Oh! Yeah, well. Could. Yeah, could. Yeah, I mean we don't. Yeah. And of course, the other TBD was the Boston Fleet's game against the Montreal Victoire on the 11th of April. That's also a home game for our Froth. That's our Pride night. Is it? Yeah. That's our Pride night. But the timings work out fine, so we actually can watch this Fleet game as well. Alright. Luckily for you, it's on afterwards. Yeah. Is it a game on before ours? No. Alright, fair. Yeah, we now know this game between the Montreal Victoire and the Boston Fleet on the 11th of April will be taking place at the TD Garden, the home of the Boston Bruins. So, that explains why I'm here. Yep. But as you guys know, we have 3 other members of our hockey pack as a whole. Goof is one of them, and the other 2 are currently downstairs. Yeah, we make up the eastern portion of this pack. Yeah, and we, at the time, said we probably are going to hoist ourselves to a master picker team, but we're going to support you in whatever way we can. And you have done that brilliantly so far. Oh no, I remember back in the other World Cup final, I thought it was going to be awkward, because obviously you support a Boston hockey team, we have to defeat a Boston hockey team to win the cup. Yeah, but it wasn't awkward at all. Because I wasn't in bold. Exactly! If I was in bold, it would have been awkward. Yeah, but it wasn't. Nah. It's like how he gave the Blues his backing in the 2019 Stanley Cup final, even though I made the finals. Well, because I always love a good story to come with the playoffs. So, I got it. It was going to be... You weren't going to get my support either way, because if I had somehow managed to beat Louis in the finals, I would have had to root against you anyway. I know. So it's just more... So you're already in that mindset. Yeah. So it's fine. I'm not that kind of member of the pack who's going to hold it against someone if they're going to want to root against me in a series. The other 2 on the other hand... The other 2 on the other hand... Well, Cerezo will! Cerezo definitely would hold it against us. Actually, I don't know about... Well, the Flyers haven't had that much success since, I'd say, the 2010 finals. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they haven't made that many appearances in the playoffs since then, have they? No. No. But yeah, so this is going to be exciting. It's going to be a bit strange knowing that somebody's playing on your ice. A little bit. Because obviously TD Garden, it's a hard place to book. Yeah. I mean, any of those original 6 buildings, it's hard to get a date in. That's why I kind of thought it's better that for Chicago's Takeover Tour games, it's going to be the Ulster Arena, not United Center, because United Center, don't forget, no, you would not get in. So, I think you three should count yourselves very lucky that you managed to get a PHL game in this bar, because to you guys, it's one of the most popular bars in America. On the east side, it's packed year in, year out. You're very look hard to get a free date in there. Yeah, so yeah, but I think it's going to be exciting, and of course it's going to help you guys even more. Yeah. And you have got some history for us about the garden. I do indeed, yes, because we had heard the nickname FleetCenter being for about. So would you like to give us that before we go to the end of the game? I can do. So yeah, so believe it or not, despite the fact that my team's been around for 101 years now. Yeah. Was it last season or the year before? It was 23-24. 23-24 was when you celebrated your 100th anniversary, and then of course, but then last year we had this Centennial game as well to officially mark the actual date of the anniversary. Yeah. So technically, this is the 102nd season for the Boston Bruins. So we've been around for more than a century now. T. Gardner has only been around for 30 years. Is it really? Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Sis, really? Yeah. T. Gardner has only been around for 30 years. Wow. It was first opened in 1995, and it's managed to stood the test of time since. So that's clear. And when it originally opened in 1995, it was named the FleetCenter. So that, yeah, and then it changed its name in 2005. So the same year as the big Joe 400. Yeah, let's go back to it now. Yeah, the big splash for you. Yeah, that's... Yeah, so... They can make a very game change back for one night only. You could try. You could try, but I don't think you'd be successful. Well, I mean, you're going to have the fleet in town. You may as well just call it FleetCenter for one night again only. Could be, an anniversary thing. No. You can try, but I don't think you'll get it there. Yeah. Yeah, well, so never knew that. Yeah. No, because we heard the announcement and people mentioning FleetCenter, I was like, what? Yeah, that's what. There we go. Sorry. Right. See who says PWHL's not educational? Okay. So, it's the Montreal Victoire and the Boston Fleet. You're just going to be in for a firecracker. Guaranteed our time already. I'll book that in now. Well, most times when these two teams meet with one another, it's a guaranteed you're going to get overtime or a shootout. Guaranteed. Because these two teams play so intense. They've only met once so far this season. That was Boston's home plate. That was a 2-0 shutout win for the Fleet. So, rare regulation win there for one of these two sides in this matchup. Yeah. Yeah, I bet that's a really great matchup. Oh yeah, and you just know that you're gonna have just a brilliant game. You got Aaron Franco for Boston in there, Marie Fleet playing with Montreal. It's just gonna be incredible. And you take on what is a long-standing rivalry. I was about to bring up that I think you probably have gone with the right matchup. Yeah, because everybody knows in hockey what you try and name one of the biggest matchups in hockey, you're going to probably say Boston, Montreal. Okay, odd divisional 6. Yeah. Odd divisional 6, yeah, but that's mainly because obviously, Detroit, Chicago are in different conferences, so otherwise I would still probably say that is what I would always think of. Yeah. Wasn't always the case though. Yeah. Wasn't always the case. Detroit did actually used to be in us three's conference. Yeah. And I do remember some very intense playoff meetings between me and the Red Wings. It wasn't until the realignment in 2013. Yeah, 2013 when the Red Wings and the Blue Jackets moved out to the East. And you don't remember Columbus. I know it's funny because I don't remember Columbus being in the Western Conference, but I do remember the Red Wings being in the Western Conference. Yeah. Well, the division setups were a lot different back then, so yeah, but still. No, but this is always, when you talk about hockey, you talk about some of the biggest rivalries, Boston-Montreal is pretty much up there. So, the fact that you're going to have these two go head to head, and of course they've got history already because we had in the August season we had that first ever playoff meeting between these two sides, so they've already got that bit of rivalry infused, given how all three of those games in that series went to overtime, and it was a sweep for Boston. So, so the intensity's already there, and of course these two sides they just keep. I mean, I lost track how many times last season it went overtime. The draw at the top did. Yeah, the draw. Yeah. Oh, that's a. I highly recommend people go and watch Laura Stacey's goal to win the game. It's just, oh my god, wow! It was just like a brilliant highlight reel there. Yeah. Yeah, so that's impressive. Yeah, but I'm not sure how many of last season's matchups between these two sides didn't go beyond regulation. It was quite a lot. It's quite a lot, and not helpful for us in terms of these two sides getting points. Yeah, because obviously they got close to the end of the season. The fewer points Boston could accumulate, the better it was going to be for us. I can see that. Yeah. Right, but I think you got a really exciting matchup, and it's going to be a busy day in the Garden because I know for a fact that I am playing on that day. You are indeed. Yeah. I'll let you do it then. It's your team. I'll let you do it. Yeah. So the Boston Bruins are going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning on that day. That is going to be 12:30 Eastern. That's 5:30 p.m. here. Can I just double check what time our game is to the Sirens? Yeah. I'll be back. Just a bit in context. So just give me a second. Yeah. He says knocking his microphone. It happens from time to time. Yeah. I'll just confirm that Sirens TD as well while I'm at it. Okay. So I've got a game between the Lightning 5:30 in the UK, 12:30 in Boston. And so there's going to be a quick turnaround. Yeah, we had this last year on the Take Patrol when the Red Wings hosted Vegas in the afternoon and we were playing Sirens in the evening. That's why our face-off was so late, because our face-off that was a 7:30, which is very rare for an Eastern time zone. Yeah. So you hardly get those kind of starts in the Eastern time zone. In the Eastern time zone, it's either 7 or 8 at the latest. Yeah. If you're thinking about evening. Yeah. But nowadays, it could be any point. Yeah. But that's rare for an evening game in the Eastern time zone. Do you remember what time Detroit played? No. All we knew was that we were going to be there at 7:30 against the Sirens. It was a really late start, so it was a late finish for all of us in the UK. Yes, it was. Right, our game against the Sirens is at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's 6 o'clock. Alright, that's 6 o'clock in the UK. So we will be able to watch this very special game in Boston, because that is going to be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. And there is one other game on the card that day. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern, when the Ottawa Charge will be at the Toronto Scepters. Woohoo! So we've got Bab Ontario, we've got this game in TD Garden, and us and the Sirens. We need another central team in this league pronto. Get Chicago! How does he feel about that? We're trying to warm into the idea a bit, Goof. Once we see the Take My Tour games, I'm sure it'll be fine. But Chicago would really help us. I mean, as much as we all want Denver, Chicago would really be helpful for us as well. Okay. Alright, let's now get some more details about this game at TD Garden. So as I mentioned, it's going to be 11th of April, 2026. At 7 p.m. Eastern. So the Boston Fleet have announced that the team will host a home game at TD Garden on the 11th of April against Le Victoire de Montreal, the Montreal Victoire, at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hosting a Fleet game at TD Garden is an exciting milestone for our organisation, said Fleet Business Operational Director Laura Marie Davy. Playing at such an iconic venue presents an incredible opportunity to showcase the PWHL on one of the biggest stages in sports and to connect with fans from across Greater Boston. So yeah, so as you mentioned, Goof, celebrating its 30th anniversary in 2025, TD Garden stands as New England's premier sports and entertainment arena and one of the most recognised venues in North America. The state-of-the-art facility accommodates 17,850 fans for hockey. So potentially a chance for another record. Oh, don't say that! You're pissed off the Seattle Torrent fans! Why does he do this? Why does he go there? I was not going to mention that. Neither was I. I was not going to mention that. Oh, is it about your that first time you met Seattle? Our first ever visit to Seattle's home saw a new record for attendance. And I said after that, I said the only way you could beat that is if you were to sell out every single seat in either Grand Casino Arena or Prudential Center, or get one of the neutral site games to do it. Yeah. Well, it depends on how your ticket sales are going. I mean, I don't know, because obviously I'm not involved with the PWHL, I'm only involved with the Bruins. Yeah. I don't know how tickets go. You three will probably know that better than me. Yeah. You kept an eye on Seattle. Yeah, I'll need to check what's going on now. I'll have a look. Okay, I can get a report back on that. Right. Yeah, so potentially another chance for a record to be broken. Thank you very much. Bye, Joe. Now it's mid-sentence as well. I'll pick up where I left off. Here we go. So, 70,000. Thank you very much. 70,850 pounds for hockey. And little body function there. Sorry, so sorry. Hopefully that won't have picked up on the broadcast. That's now put me off it. Oh! It's not one, it's the other. 17,850 for hockey, and is home to two of the region's most storied franchises, the National Hockey League's Boston Bruins and the NBA's Boston Celtics. Over the past 3 decades, TD Garden has hosted thousands of world-class events, including everything from championship playoff runs and special events. Yeah. And of course, obviously, in the 2010s, we had 3 trips to the Stanley Cup final. 2011, 2013, of course, 2019, early 2011. Worked in our favour, although 2013 still stings. Really? Yeah. Because obviously, I remember... I actually do remember that very well. I actually did root for you that year, Goof. I just gave you my backing, because I was obviously not a fan of Chicago. I remember that series very well, and I just kept thinking, that should have gone to 7. Yeah, it's one of those many finals where you think, oh, if only that had gone the full length. And it looked like it was, because obviously I had... Yeah, because obviously, as you guys remember, yeah, I had to win Game 6 to force Game 7. Because Chicago won everything that year. Yeah, President's Trophy, Conference, and Division. Yeah. Mainly because the fact it was a shortened season because we had a lockout. Yeah. Yeah. Which made the possibility of a President's Trophy winning the Stanley Cup more likely. Yeah. So I had to win Game 6 to force that Game 7 back to Chicago. And... oh god, those final 2 minutes, it's just something you don't want to relive if you're a Bruins fan like me. Even though you have got a cup, I know. You three will learn this, okay? Because obviously you three, you've got 2 cups already. If you have a situation like me, you three will know how it will feel, okay? Because even though you've already got a cup in the bag, you still want to add a cup. Yeah, that's how I always feel when the teams get to the finals. I'm like, okay, yeah, I've already got one, but I'm like, no, I want more. Whereas I'm more like, yeah, we've got the cups in the bag. I'm not really that. I mean, another one would be great, but at the end of the day, what will be. That's kind of how I feel about it. Well. Mm-hmm. And then obviously when the series gets in, then maybe it changes there. Yeah, but honestly, that is what I do not like to look back on. I really don't, because... which of the 2 cup losses in 2010 stings more? 2013 or 2019? 2013. Because... we very nearly could have forced the Game 7, and then who knows what would have happened. Yeah, Chicago might still have won, but we would have given our all. Whereas 2019, I felt we pretty much gave everything we could on the line, and there was nothing really much more we could do. It was the question of... I mean, going into that Game 7, it literally was a case of who had more left in the tank, me or Louis, and the answer was Louis. So, yeah, but no, in 2013... it still stings, because we were all getting ready to go back to United for Game 7, and it didn't happen. Nah. It was hard, very hard to watch. Yeah. Yeah, so TD has been home to many, many historic events over the years. And also has concerts as well. It's had a lot of great events. So, and great that in 2026 we get to add the PWHL to that list of events, which I think is absolutely just incredible. Did I also supposed to look at the Sirens TV? You did, you were. I was supposed to look that up. One sec. So, April the 11th. That I think it's like 2 weeks before the season ends. Oh my god! Wow! That's probably gonna be the last news site game of the season. Gee, wow. Wow. So that's gonna add even more weight to it then, won't it? Because chances are these 2 teams are probably gonna contend for those spots. Oh yeah. Based on how Boston started, oh yes. Oh yes. Right, so the only outstanding TBD led on the PHL calendar is with the Seattle Torrent visiting the New York Sirens on the 4th of April. That is still a TBD. We do not know who that... should we just try and see who's playing in the Intensive Barnes that day? PWHL. Yeah. So obviously that's a home of the Sirens, so chances like might be the Devils might be playing on that day as well. So... Oh yeah. The Devils are playing at home that day. They'll be hosting Montreal. The Rangers also have a game on that day. No way will we get to MSG. No, but I'll just say it anyway, because you're probably going to think about York area. The Rangers are hosting the Red Wings at 5:30 PM UK time. It's the Resort playing. He is, but he's on the road. He's gonna be in Carolina. We all in plan that day. Looks like it. You two host Toronto. I've got Nashville. I've got Tampa. Sweet's got Carolina. What about Hatter? The Flyers didn't play or not? I think Hatter's got the night off. By the looks of it. Yeah, Hatter's got the night off. So this Hatter's the only one not the play. Both the Islanders and the Sabres are on the road. The Sabres are going to be in Washington, and then the result with the Islanders are going to be in Carolina. So you could go back to Belmont again, or you could maybe host it in Buffalo. Maybe. Yeah, that could be possible, because obviously Buffalo did host the Takeover Tour games last year. And it did host the second game of the Bribery Series back in November. That was on George's birthday. So, could be. Yeah. Because I think I agree with my partner over here. I don't think we'd probably get MSG. That'd be no chance. So, you probably think it could be either UBS Arena or KeyBank Center for that TD. But of course, we need to wait till see. Yeah. Of course, when it gets confirmed, we'll be back. We'll probably be back here as well. So, yeah. So, that's going to be really exciting for you guys. And now it's going to be so incredible. I mean, to get a PHL game, one of the biggest venues in the world, it's absolutely brilliant. Because nowhere could the Fleet play that full time. No chance. No. And I don't think they should. They've got a great thing going, in Songha Centre. Okay, yes, fans complain it's hard to get to, but they actually have got a really good thing going there. Right. So, and of course, they now also have a few games in the Gaius Arena as well. So, the Boston setup is good. It's fine. Don't need to worry about that. But I think this is going to be a huge, huge win for the PHL. And it could really help, okay? So, there's only one question left to ask. And that is, Goof. I knew this was going to be coming. I knew I might get asked this. Well, it's a bit... well, you bled on the pretense to have a lovely time being a special guest. Get the champagne corks out. No, that's you. That's you. That's you with the champagne corks. He's not being able to get the nipples out as well. I do need to ask this question, dude, and please do bear in mind, you are on camera. You are on camera, the microphone is working, so this is technically on the record. You are on the record. Okay. I need to ask, do you intend to join us for this game on the 11th of April? I believe it will. Hey! That's brilliant! Yeah. For what I only, I'll get stuck in with you guys. I mean, I know us, the rest of the pack, we do stay in the room with you guys watching the game, but we don't really sort of interact. We can't know. Just leave them be. just leave them be. Let them get on it, and we'll just sit there and be spectators. But we'll just leave. Just leave those three to it. And of course, it's more frequent now because obviously we now have upped our coverage. So, you ask in the rumors, it's like it's still to leave us be. It's not we're watching something. It's not our teams. Yeah, no, I do have every intention to draw you three for that. Yeah, so that's gonna be really exciting. Yeah, because that's gonna be huge, and hopefully we can pull in a really great crowd for you guys. Because I know how important attendance is for you three. Because the more fans you can get into these games, the more chance you're gonna have to grow the game more quicker. Yeah, absolutely. So he gets it. He may not be part of the league with a team, but at least he gets it. And that's what I want from people, who are not involved in the league, is for you to at least get what we're here to do. So there you go. Right. Yeah. So there you go. And the good news is for us, even though we actually are playing on that day, our game against the is going to be before this game, which means we can basically do what we've done already so far in these double-header situations, which is basically watch our game, and then straight afterwards, we can then put another game on and have a long night and make a long night out of it. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we'll do. Yeah. And as mentioned, that is going to be right at the tail end of the regular season, because I think after that there'll be about 2 weeks left of the regular season. Right, so this game, it could actually prove very crucial in who's going to make it to the World Cup playoffs, especially given how Boston are just literally just destroying this league so far. And I think we all owe Chris Spa a huge apology. We do. We do. Right, if Boston stays where they are going into Olympic break, we'll do it then. Because that'll be the time to do it, not now. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Anyone got any final thoughts they'd like to say before we wrap up the show? I'm just going to be so excited. It's a huge win for our league to get into one of the biggest venues in North America. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great night. And it's going to be hopefully exciting night for the whole of Boston. And you know, you've got a great matchup. Yeah. You've gone for a great matchup with Boston Montreal. It's always one of the big rivalries in hockey. So we're going to see that hopefully. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than the men's, because right now the Boston Montreal rivalry in the AHL is not really doing it. Even though the Canadians this year are trying to improve compared to years prior, it doesn't feel. Is it like our rivalry? Yeah, because the Kings Sharks rivalry has kind of fizzled over the last few years. Even though LA has now gone back to top form and being a perennial playoff contender like it was in the mid 2010s. The rivalry between me and these two RTs, it doesn't really exist anymore. It kind of has fizzled. There's not that deep hatred that we all had back in the 2010s. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel with Boston, with the Bruins Canadians rivalry. It's not really there anymore. I mean, the biggest rivalry now, right for me, obviously, is of course the Maple Leafs. That's because we keep meeting the regular players on a regular basis. Yeah. But Boston Montreal is seen as the big rivalry, and it's not really there in the actual anymore, which must be disappointing for you, because you've got 3 original 6 teams in your division. Yeah. Half of the Atlantic Division is made up of original 6 teams. Yeah. You, Montreal, Detroit, Toronto. Yeah. But I've never really had a big rivalry with Detroit. That's how I felt. Since he's been involved with it, I've not felt that. But with Montreal, they've always been there. But Montreal is kind of fizzled. So I'm hoping that this will be an opportunity for anybody who goes to the Garden. This is an opportunity to remind people this is what a Boston-Montreal rivalry can look like. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much going to do it. It's been lovely to have you on. Oh, well, thank you so much for having me on as your special guest. And I will, of course, look forward to joining you all on April the 11th. Okay. Yep, we'll be very excited. We'll be honoured to have you join us as a special guest for that night. Yeah, so my diaries, Boston Fleet and Montreal Victoire fans, 11th April at TD Garden at 7 PM Eastern.